It all starts with a picture. A blurred black and white photo of children walking together. Their faces look uneasy, some unsettled, as if they sense something is behind them. And there it is, barely visible in the background. A figure that does not belong. Inhumanly tall, silent, faceless, dressed in a black suit, standing motionless among the trees. At first, it was nothing more than a contest entry on a small internet forum. But from that single image, a legend was born. A legend that spread across the world, feeding on fear and eventually stepping out of the screen into reality. This is the story of Slender Man and how a myth turned into horror. You're watching Dark Side Secrets. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so we have the motivation to bring you even more chilling stories. The story traces back to 2009 on an online forum called Something Awful. Users were challenged to create paranormal images that looked authentic. Eric Knudsen, better known by his screen name Victor Surge, submitted 2 haunting photos. They showed groups of children in old snapshots, their expressions tense, some appearing frightened as if they sensed something lurking close. And in the background, a figure loomed, unnaturally tall, silent, faceless. The captions whispered about missing children, unexplained accidents, and secrets buried in darkness. The internet noticed, and from that moment, the story refused to die. Slender Man spread like wildfire. From blogs and forums to creepypasta websites, the myth grew bigger with each retelling. People added new details. Some claimed he had long, tentacle-like arms that stretched to impossible lengths. Others said he could move faster than the human eye, slipping between shadows and appearing where you least expected. His presence was described in forests, on playgrounds, and abandoned buildings. A web series called Marble Hornets gave him another name, The Operator, and showed him stalking victims on shaky handheld cameras. Each upload blurred the line between fiction and reality, pulling millions deeper into the legend. What made Slender Man terrifying was not just his appearance. It was his behavior. He didn't chase his victims. He stalked them. He lingered in the background. He let paranoia grow. Cameras glitched when he was near. Screens turned to static. Radios hissed with bursts of white noise. People who claimed to encounter him described headaches, nosebleeds, violent nightmares, and overwhelming dread. Slender Man was not a monster of claws or fangs. He was something far worse, a predator of the mind, a shadow that thrived on fear. For years, Slender Man lived only as a story, a digital campfire tale whispered in dark corners of the internet. But in 2014, myth bled into reality in one of the most disturbing crimes of modern history. 12-year-old Morgan Geyser and her friend Anissa Wire lured their classmate, Peyton Lutner, into a park in Waukesha after a sleepover. There, Geyser stabbed Lutner 19 times while Wire urged her on. Despite the savage attack, Lutner miraculously survived. During the investigation, both girls confessed they had done it to become servants of Slender Man, convinced the fictional character from online horror stories would kill their families if they refused. Geyser later pled guilty to first-degree intentional homicide and, in 2018, was sent to Winnebago Mental Health Institute due to her mental illness. The details were chilling. These girls had been planning for months. They whispered about Slender Man at school. They read creepypasta forums late into the night. They convinced themselves he lived in a mansion hidden deep in the forest, and that they had to kill to earn his protection. During police interrogations, they spoke of him with the kind of belief usually reserved for religion. Their conviction was absolute. To them, Slender Man was not a story. He was a god. The case exploded across headlines worldwide. Experts debated whether the internet had created a dangerous new kind of folklore. HBO released a documentary, Beware the Slender Man, that explored how myths online can twist young minds into seeing fiction as truth. Suddenly, Slender Man was no longer just a creepypasta. He had become proof that a legend could leap from a computer screen and infect reality. In court, both girls were found to be mentally ill. Anissa Weier was committed to a psychiatric facility and later released in 2021 under supervision. Morgan Geyser, who delivered the deepest wounds, remains in a state hospital. She will be considered for supervised release in 2025. For the survivor, the scars will never fade. For the world, the stabbing was the ultimate reminder. Stories hold power. And sometimes that power spills into reality. But here is the unsettling truth. The crime only made Slender Man more infamous. Online communities dissected every detail. Some blamed the girls. Others blamed their parents. Many wondered if the story itself had gone too far. Was Slender Man just entertainment, or was he something more? A mirror reflecting the fears of children. A monster born from the collective shadows of the internet. With every theory, the legend grew stronger. The fascination spread further. People began creating maps, claiming they had located Slender Man's hidden mansion. Others uploaded shaky videos, swearing they had seen him in nearby woods. Kids dared each other to go into forests at night, just to test if the myth would appear. Every rumor, every blurry photo, every whispered story gave the faceless figure more weight. The line between fiction and reality grew thinner with each retelling. Scholars began to study him as a new form of folklore. They called him digital legend. Unlike ghost stories told around a fire, this myth grew in real time. Anyone online could contribute. Anyone could twist the details. In this way, Slender Man was not just one monster. He was thousands. He existed wherever people imagined him, wherever the story was told, and wherever fear took hold. Folklorists use a term for this phenomenon: reverse ostension. It describes when a legend inspires real-world behavior. When fiction drives action, Slender Man may not exist in flesh and blood, but he exists in choices made because of him. He exists in fear. He exists in the silence of children too scared to sleep. He exists in the way you glance over your shoulder just to make sure you are truly alone. That is what makes Slender Man timeless. He does not need to kill. He does not need to speak. He survives because people keep telling his story. He spreads because fear spreads. He is a virus of the imagination. The glitch in the corner of your screen. The shape standing still among the trees when you swear no one is there. He is the reason the woods feel heavier when you walk alone. The reason you close your blinds at night. The reason silence sometimes feels unbearable. Slender Man proves that myths don't need centuries to feel real. They only need attention. From meme to madness, from fiction to stabbing. His story is the ultimate example of how digital folklore can bleed into reality. And once a legend escapes, it never truly disappears. Even today, people claim to see him. In foggy forests, in blurry photographs, in the corner of their vision late at night. Maybe it's only fear playing tricks. Maybe it's something darker. But one thing is certain. Slender Man will never die. As long as people share his story, he will remain. Watching, waiting, just out of sight. If this story chilled you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Dark Side Secrets. More terrifying tales are waiting, and the next one may be even darker.